Well, good morning and welcome back to my channel. So this is the second part of the video that I filmed yesterday about how to think about planting flowers in your garden that are going to carry on for you until the darkest months of the year. Very, very important for lifting that seasonally affected depression and for just starting every day in a lovely way when you can come outside and see something that's still flowering. So these are my utmost favourite, as I've mentioned many times on my videos. These are Cosmos Purity. They are now taller than me, and they're flowering profusely, and as you can see, they are absolutely loved by bees. In fact, there's a lovely little bee here. Love these because as long as you deadhead them, they will flower for you right through until the frosts. And as I said in my other video, you can actually cover these over with a lightweight fleece. If you have perhaps a light frost, you might get away with preserving them. But I absolutely love these. You start these every year from seed, but they will self-seed as well. So sometimes you can find them in the most wonderful, unexpected places. But these are facing south and absolutely loving it. I've actually got them up against a little fence here, so I haven't had to do much staking of them this year. So highly recommend those for lifting your spirits right the way through, certainly in the south of England until November. So if I just turn around here, you can see the chrysanthemums. Now, I haven't actually deadheaded these this morning yet, but these come in all sorts of colours, and as you can see, also these are really loved by pollinating insects. These are particularly gorgeous. I mean, and as I say, these ones I got from Victoriana Nurseries, and these are a lovely pink colour. If I just show you here, really, really beautiful shades of pink. What you do is you buy them as little plants and keep deadheading them. The more you deadhead them in the first year, the more they bush out and make a lovely round plant. And then you can either cut the flowers off as they go over, or you can wait and then just give the whole thing a big haircut, and then it'll flower again several times during the season. In fact, I did that to this one just here, and as you can see, it's already forming lots of new flower buds. They come in a wonderful, wonderful group of colours, ranging from pink, if I can just take you around here, to white, yellow, all kinds of colours, and very, very long lasting. And really, really beautiful. Here's the white ones here. So I highly recommend them for carrying on into the season. I've got them in this mixed bed actually, with tomatoes, which are coming on lovely. There's a lovely red one down there. These are actually variety Amish paste, recommended by a friend of mine, and they are starting to turn now in the lovely warm sun. And these will carry on now until probably September, end of September, October time, and it is lovely. It's very uplifting to come out and pick things right the way through to the autumn. As you can see, there's a large bunch here, variety Amish paste. Really, really love these. They were grown by the Amish communities, I believe, in Wisconsin. Originally, and absolutely love those. They make nice, lovely, large tomatoes, a nice shape as well. So highly recommend them. Again, as I mentioned earlier, strawberries are really nice because they will throw up some late berries. In fact, actually, it's interesting here because in this strawberry bed, even though the season is well finished, I've just potted up some runners here. And yesterday I actually picked some strawberries from this bed itself, which, given it's a mid-season bed, is quite incredible. So highly recommend, you know, choosing some things that will really lift the spirits. So I'm going to take you over here now to show you this bed, this is the Sarah Raven Meadow, which is described as the strawberries and cream, and in fact it's well past its best now. But the great thing about this is, even though it's rather scruffy not really doing as much as it was, because it's obviously suffering from the time of the year, but it's thrown up some absolutely wonderful cosmos. Look at this pink one here, absolutely lovely. And there's an absolutely beautiful one here, which is a absolutely gorgeous colour. So these are doing really well. And you know, it's not without its surprises. We've got some lovely little poppies here, some cornflowers, and this will carry on now, sending up little things for quite a long time. There's some lovely little Ami flowers here too. So I shall leave that to do its own thing, and then come March next year, I'll sow some more seed around, and then hopefully we'll have quite a show. What else have we got that's nice and colourful? Oh, this is a meadow that's going over, but again, I mentioned on my other video, it's lovely. It's got some wonderful poppies. Again, totally unexpected, and that could well go on now until much later in the season. So that's nice. What else have we got? Some medlars here. These are nice, not very colourful, but I'd just show you them on the way to the daisies I'm going to take you to. These are lovely. You pick these in October and then bring them in the house to ripen. So things to really cheer yourself up at this as the seasons go on. As I said yesterday, try and pick long flowering perennials. That's really what you want to be thinking about. Things that will go on for a long time, like for example geraniums. I've got a little quiet corner over here where I plant everything white because I lost my beautiful white cat a few years ago. As you can see, I've got a lovely little cat memorial down here, and I let this area go wild for the hedgehogs, but it does have some really beautiful white geraniums which go on flowering now right through until the first frost, or even beyond, because they're quite sheltered in this little spot. So go over here, I'll take you to see some lovely daisies which I really like. Pansies again, these are a good choice for brightening up the winter. These are actually my dad's pansies. They're well past their best, but he passed away last year and I haven't got the heart to replace them really. I just keep deadheading them. They look very scruffy, but I mean the flowers are beautiful and they will go on now through the winter. Here's my Granny Smith's apple, as I was mentioning the other day. It's a good variety. They're quite small at the moment still because this variety is very late. You'll be picking these well into January and they will stay on the tree, which is fantastic because you can come out here in January and pick apples, so that's really nice. So if I just take you over here, you can see past the cosmos. I want to show you the Helenium Lemon Queen, which is another long flowering perennial, which I really like. But on the way there, I will show you some more strawberries actually, because these are, as I said to you before, surprising me because they are just turning red here and here. And these are not late flowering variety strawberries, these are just doing their own thing, which I really like. Another thing you can do, it's not particularly colourful at this time of year, but it's nice to have a herb bed that you can come out and pick through the winter. This is my English herb bed. These herbs like much cooler conditions than something like basil or oregano. So this is my mint, chervil and parsley bed. Chervil is wonderful. It's very difficult to get hold of in the shops. It's a lovely aniseed flavour, and it self-seeds, so every year it dies back and then it will grow again prolifically. Very lovely with eggs. So again, you know, it's not colourful exactly, but it's something lovely to do and come out in the winter time and help yourself to some lovely fresh herbs. So over here, I'm really pleased with my Bardsey apple actually. This is brilliant. I mean, this has got some whopping apples on here. Look at this, if I can just show you the size of this one. Look at that. I'm delaying picking these. They're really lovely. And I'm letting them grow as big as I can. So this is the Sarah Raven meadow for birds, and at the back of this I planted Helenium Lemon Queen, which I'm really, really pleased with. This is the one that the pollinating insects absolutely love, and it's well over 6 foot tall, and it will carry on flowering now right the way through to November. I really love this. These were the hairs of bee down here. These were very cheap little tiny plants when I bought them, but they've gone mad in a very short space of time. They really do love the sun, which is what this south-facing bed has. So I'm really, really loving those. They are fantastic, and they make a wonderful show growing through this trellis. All up through the quince tree, where there's a lovely quince ready here nearly. Quite looking forward to eating that. Didn't do very well this year, the quinces, because the frost actually came and the wind took the blossom. But we have got one, so that's wonderful. And I think if you look around here, this is the Sarah Raven meadow for birds. Now, at the moment, it's gone fairly dormant. We've got 1 or 2 Californian poppies that I planted, but I've cut it back a little bit, and I've seeded in all the little areas where there were gaps. And I'm going to come back and show you this in a few weeks' time, because this is the thing that last year lifted my spirits all through the winter, because it was absolutely full of colour, which at the moment it isn't. It's just got 1 or 2 little daisies, but I think within a few weeks this is going to be quite something. And last year it was colourful the entire year round, but at the moment I'm depending on the Helenium Lemon Queen in this corner for colour, which, to be honest, deadheading it's quite tricky because there's so many bees on it, but it is absolutely lovely, and it goes right up to the sky. So that is really important, because what I do here is I've got a little table here, and I leave it out as long as I possibly can. It's actually a mosaic table. I love these, but they're not frost safe, so I will put this away at the end of October, but I tend to leave it here as long as possible until the Sarah Raven meadow comes more colourful, which will be not very long now, and then I sit here and have a little cup of tea or something in the morning, and it's just lovely to do as the light fades. It's a very, very nice corner of the garden here because it's very hot and sunny. So yes, I highly recommend that mix. It is one of the most successful I've tried over the years. So that's really what I would say is just choose your perennials. Try to get the ones that are long lasting, that you can certainly see your way to enjoying as long as you possibly can, and then think about what you're going to do to start the season early. I've got some down here, you might be able to see. I've planted some primroses down here. They will be flowering much earlier. Try and get hold of some iris. They're really good because they're very early flowering bulbs, crocuses, things like that. Just try to get something that is going to flower early in the year, and then things that are going to last as long as possible, so that you've really only got perhaps December and January, that's sort of really mid-winter, where you haven't got very much colour. And even then, there are things you can buy in the garden centre that are in flower, like cyclamen, bellis, things like that, that you can, you know, just put into a space. And even if it's just a little tiny pot outside the front door, it's amazing how just that little bit of colour extends the season and just stops that darkness, which I know a lot of people struggle with. So that's really the tour of the garden at the moment, but I'll leave you with my favourites. You just can't beat these. I think they're just unbelievable, and they are, as I say, they're getting nicer and nicer. And I think that's one of the wonderful things about Cosmos, is that I see them a lot on the dog walks in people's front gardens, and what I absolutely love about these is that, unlike a lot of things that get worse as the year goes on, these get better. And until the frost finally takes them, it's incredible to see that just, you know, each almost each day they're getting taller, but they're getting more and more buds. I mean, if you look here, you can see just more and more buds. And so rather than getting that sense of, oh, summer's over, you know, we're on our way to the dark nights, you can come out here, and I think the white is particularly lovely. I think there's something wonderful about white. It looks really nice as the sun's going down in the dusk, and really I'm in love with these. I just can't tell you how much I love them. They're just unbelievable. And if you can get these to flower until the first frosts, then what a joy that is. So happy gardening, and hopefully my few ideas will really help to sort of lift spirits and bring some joy.